So this right here, this is the part of the video, this is the beginning of the video, and I normally tell you what we're doing, but it has come to my attention. You saw the title, you saw the thumbnail, you know what we did in the last video if you're following along like you should be. And today, door panel.
And now, you're watching the by far #1 stock shareholder of Circuit City channel of YouTube. Welcome to BodeVision.
Hey, so what is up and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on yet another video. So in the last video, like I said, like you should have saw, you saw those panels that we made for the area over there and over there. And if you didn't see that, go ahead and check out that last video. I got to get those primed because I don't want those to rust. So those are over there. Those are ready to be primed. I will probably do that tomorrow or so. I don't know. I'll do that pretty soon. But what I'm going to do right now, you can see the door panels or the lap of the door panels. What I want to do is I kind of want to make them custom. I want them to match the rear insert panels that I made. I don't want to go as crazy with the dimple die press as I did as the other panels because I don't want to just go overboard. I just kind of want to make some nice, subtle, custom, hand-built door panels, and it's going to fit the overall track theme of this build. So the first thing that I want to do, I want to go ahead and make a template out of some construction paper, and then I'll transfer that to metal, cut it out, and you'll see the whole process as we go along. So here's how they look. I got both of them done. I think that they definitely look really good. One thing that I did after the fact, this piece is a separate piece and I wanted to put it on here nice and centered. I did that for both of them. Over there you can see as well, because as I flatten out this template on some metal, I want to make sure that I get that centered. I don't want it to be off whatsoever. And man, this looks good. I feel like when someone is really good at, well, I'm not trying to toot my horn, but I feel like when you do something and it looks really nice, it looks really simple and easy. And that's how this looks, and that's how it's gonna look. It's gonna be nice and simple and easy. And I think that it looks really good. And also at some point, I'm gonna have to order one of those little pull straps, one of those nylon strap things, so that way they can get the door pulled closed, because I think that looks really good. It'll probably just be a strap somewhere in this area, and that's all we need. The crank for the window, open the door, lock the door, and then the nylon strap is gonna be to close the door. So the next thing that I gotta do is I gotta take those templates out and then flatten them out, because they curl around up here, right in that section. I want them to curl around, but when I cut out my template, I gotta flatten it out, obviously, then put it on the metal, draw around it, and then cut it out, and then start bending, start doing the bead roller, start putting the dimple dies. Just keep this thing moving. So the next thing I want to do now is I want to do a little bit of a bead roll action, because that's what I did with the rear panels. That's what I want to do on the front panels. So the only thing, or the only area that I'm going to actually put a recessed panel is just going to be right here, this area. So that's going to be recessed into the car, and then I might just do 3 dimple dies, medium one, big one, medium one, or maybe I'll do 5, small, medium, big, medium, small, something like that. We'll just have to see how it goes. So this is what I'm gonna do. This is what it's looking like so far. And then I wanna do all the bead rolling. I wanna do all the dimple dies. I wanna do that before I actually fold over this edge, because this right here in theory is gonna come straight across, and that's gonna be folded over. But again, I don't wanna fold it before it runs through the bead roller, because if it's folded, it's not gonna fit through this little that little gap right there that it needs to fit through. So yeah, it makes sense. All right, well, here goes nothing. I guess I'm gonna try to roll this out. So at this point we have a quick little change in plans, and at first it kind of frustrated me because I was thinking I got to do a whole bunch of stuff over again, and really it was my fault. I should have known that the actual panel itself is wider than this area for the bead roller. So what I did is I took it out and then I tried to turn it upside down, but then the actual bead roller, as I came back around for the full lap, those didn't meet up, and it just didn't work out at all. So I thought I had a couple of different options. One, I could just completely start over, but I don't want to do that, and I don't have enough metal to do that. So something else that I thought of, and something else that I've seen before, is people kind of put like a little service panel on the actual door panel. So in other words, a little piece that can come off without having to remove the entire panel, and that's what I did. And this little panel right here is what I ended up making. So this is going to be bolted or rib nutted or screwed. Well, I don't know how it's going to be attached to the actual main door panel. And then when you take this off, there's going to be that hole in there. It's going to be right there. And then that's going to allow you to have access to this area in here to check out the window track, or to actually remove the glass if you want to. I might have to put another hole, I think right there. That's probably the other access hole to be able to remove the glass without having to remove the door panel. So I might put a little dimple die hole somewhere in there, or we'll just have to see how it goes. But I'm definitely satisfied with this solution. I think it's going to add a little more to it as well. But originally I wanted it to just be nice, very smooth and simple. This is going to be a little bit more complex, but oh well, it's all good. It was my fault. I should have checked. So what I'm going to do now is, all I got to do is I got to just work with this little panel. So I'm probably gonna figure out exactly how I want to do some dimple dies in there, and then the main panel, I don't think I'm gonna do any kind of bead roll or dimple die in it, and then we'll just have to see how it looks once we kind of mock it up. So here's what we look like. It's looking pretty good. I wanted to make sure all of these were equally spaced, so at the center they're all 2 inches apart, but that just means since this is a bigger hole and this is bigger than this one, this is kind of a smaller gap, that's a bigger gap, but at the center, 2 inches from here to the center, to the center, to the center. So I think that it looks pretty good. And also I did a dimple die right here, but I did it coming towards us instead of going away from us, just because I thought that would look cool for the little window crank to almost look like it was pushed through. I don't know, I think it looks good. So the next thing that I gotta do, and the next thing that I wanna do as we're wrapping this thing up, is I just gotta do the bend up top. So something over here has gotta fold over, and then also on this side. So how I want this to be done is I just want a very small lip to grab in here, and then this flat portion, and then it's just going to come down. So that's going to be one 90-degree bend and then an additional 90-degree bend. So after we do that first very small 90-degree bend, and then we add another 90 degrees to that, that's going to be 180 degrees, because there's going to be the first 90 and then the second 90. So that's what we want it to do, because we want that small lip to be running parallel, but on the other side parallel with the whole entire panel. Math lesson. Alright, so here it goes, and I think overall, I think it looks pretty good. I mean, pretty straightforward. I don't know what else I could have done. Maybe I could have not done that little access panel. I don't know exactly how I feel about that. I don't know. If anything, I can change it on the next one and then make an additional one for this side to how I like it, or if I do like it, I could just go ahead and make the other one. The cool thing about not making both at the same time is, if I'm not exactly happy with the design, I can redo the other one a different way, and then I just have to redo the first one. But I don't know, we'll just have to see. And also I want to see what the owner thinks about it. And overall, I think this process went pretty smoothly, besides me messing up that one time, but to go ahead and just cut it out and fix it. And also, I don't know if you saw my Sharpie strap over here. I gotta order that in the mail just a little pull strap for you to actually shut the door as you're in there. And then we're gonna see about cage, and we're gonna see about motor, and we're gonna see about painting. All of that stuff is going to come on this car. And also the next video, actually I'm working on the video right now as we speak. That'll be coming up very soon. I'm gonna work on Project Pepto a little bit. We're gonna get that rear section going. It's kind of weird. I worked on the rear section of the EG hatch, the battle hatch. I'm gonna work on the rear section of Project Pepto. Two completely different styles and my take at each one of those styles. So look out for that video. Let me know what you think of this process. Sorry if this video was a little bit short. That's just what I had to work with today. Man, there's a dog over there. I have no idea whose dog that is. Maybe I'll try to find out. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video, comment, subscribe, do all the stuff. You know what it is, YouTube. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.